Hey everybody, it's your boy LeBay Rome, the Disabled Fragrance Guy, and I'm back for another review. Do me a favor if you haven't done so already, please go down below, like and subscribe to the channel. You guys know your support means everything to me. Today I'm going to bring you a special review. I've previously done a review on the house of Timothy Hahn. I'm going to be doing that house again today. I want to give a shout out first and foremost to Shannon Drake and her staff at God Made Me Funky. Based in New Orleans, Louisiana. I've worked with Shannon before on reviews for certain other products, and Shannon has graciously agreed to send me samples of the Timothy Hahn edition, and I'm going to be reviewing for you today Timothy Hahn's Against Nature. Now, Against Nature is billed as being for the unconventionally decadent, and I admit right now I'm going to butcher a name, but I'm going to try my best. This was inspired by Joris Karl Huysmans' 1884 novel Against Nature. Against Nature is the decadent interpretation of nature at its most ornate. And that's a pretty good description. I like that. Notes from the top. We have pink pepper, lemon, juniper, green, and metal heart. Metal heart is something I have never heard of before, but it does become quite relevant in later on in the review. In the mid, we have jasmine, ylang ylang, lavender, and lacquer. And in the base, we have musk, vetiver, amber, sandalwood, and patchouli. Now, the smell. I have it on my skin right now, but I'm going to give you a fresh spray from this sample. And from the top, we have a very bright green smell. Very bright and green with the pink pepper, the lemon, and the juniper all commingling into something very, very bright and very, very pleasing to the nose. You can definitely feel the metal heart. Now, I've never experienced metal heart as a note, but it's very, very cold. It's very cold. It gives you the sense of being in a factory with a lot of heavy machinery around you. It's very sterile. That's how I can describe it. It's very sterile, very clean, very cold, almost industrial. That's a perfect word. It's industrial. It's like visiting a renovated New York City loft that has a lot of machinery in it. And it brings to mind the aesthetic of steampunk, that retro, futuristic tech aesthetic that I actually kind of enjoy. I envision being in a room of large machines, working in a factory. Now, the fragrance is very linear. I have tested it on my skin for about a week now. I also get a mild lipstick feel. This fragrance is very unisex. However, I do get a lipstick or a makeup-y type of vibe that's very pleasant to my nose. I believe that's a blend of the base notes coming into play here. If I had to compare it to a fragrance that you may know, and I often try to do that because I do tend to highlight smaller houses that you may not be familiar with, so I do try to compare to fragrances that you may know. If I were to compare this to a fragrance, I would compare this to a very, very niche version of Dior Homme Sport. It's got that makeup-y vibe, that lipstick vibe that Dior Homme Sport is synonymous for. I would also compare this to Lancome's Hypnose. I had that fragrance back in the day. It's got an old school makeup-y vibe to it. I absolutely loved it. But this does it in a very niche way. It's not designer feeling at all. And I know where this is going to go. It's going to dry down into a very sexy, ambery goodness. Niche, sexy, ambery goodness on my skin. I absolutely love it. And it's got a little bit of a soapy vibe to it as well. So that is also coming into play. Now, I mentioned before that this fragrance is described for the unconventionally decadent. And so making it personal to me. I knew exactly where I was going to go when I read that description. In my early to mid to late 20s, and possibly into my early 30s as well, I was trying hard, like hard, to fit into the DC scene. I was here by myself. I came by myself back in 2003. I didn't know a soul. I was staying with someone that my family knew, but I didn't know. I had never met, so I stayed with that person for 2 weeks while my apartment was getting ready. And I was just trying to be someone who I eventually found out I wasn't. I was going out every week. I was spending way too much money. I was spending way too much time on people that I didn't need to be spending time with or on. So I was trying to live up to that decadent DC nightlife that I had become accustomed to. I was doing that because I wasn't confident in myself. I was doing that because my disability at the time was kind of playing with my mind, and I wasn't really sure of myself, and so I was overcompensating with what I was doing, going out Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights, spending money that I could have been spending on bills or other productive things on the nightlife scene here in DC, and I shouldn't have done that. But I was trying to live up to an image, to a decadent image that wasn't me. And I just want to implore you guys, if you have a disability, if you have family that has a disability, if you have friends that have disabilities that are going down this path that I have gone down, that some of my friends have gone down, I want to implore you guys, if you need an ally, I'm your dude, because I've been there and I've done that. So what I want you to do, what I want to invite you to do, is I leave my email down in the description of every video that I make. If you feel comfortable doing so, get in contact with me. I answer all of my emails. It may take me a second, but I do answer all my emails. You will get a response. I don't want you guys going down the same roads that I went down, wasting time, wasting money, wasting energy, living that decadent lifestyle that you don't need to live because of, somehow you feel a certain way. That it's not productive. I've also spent a lot of money on that, finding that one holy grail fragrance that was going to turn it all around. Boy, I have spent time and money and effort trying to find that one fragrance that was going to get me compliments, that was going to, just be that magic elixir in my life, because I wasn't as confident as I am now. And yeah, I found some good fragrances, but I also found myself in debt. I also found myself paying bills late. I also found myself not being as productive as I could be, all because my confidence was lacking, because I have a disability and it got to my head. So I want to implore you guys, if you're watching this video right now, if you have a disability, if you know somebody with a disability, if your family members have a disability and you see them going down this negative path, no matter what age they are, we can get set in these traps, at any age. I just happen to get caught up in my early to mid to late 20s. But this can happen at any age. Trust me, it can. If you have those type of people in your life, if you are one of these people, I'm your ally. I'm your ally. I know what you may be going through. Not exactly, because we are different people. However, I have had the experience with this before. I know what it takes to, I know how it feels to be in that rut. So I just want to open myself up to you guys. If you want, I leave my email down there below. Contact me. I'll correspond with you. Not a problem. No fragrance is worth your time, sanity, confidence, and anything like that on a negative level. Fragrance is supposed to be a confidence booster. I've said that in my videos before. I will say it again. Yes, fragrance is supposed to be a confidence booster, and most of the time it is. However, if you're getting into a negative headspace, talk to me. I got you. All right? I got you. I understand where you're coming from. I've been there before. I understand. All right, just trust me on that. However, for this fragrance, Against Nature, I absolutely love it. It's turning more into that Dior Homme Sport niche designer fragrance that I absolutely am a fan of right now. This prices out at $140, 140 euro, which translates into $165 US. I think it's well worth that. If you are not going to commit to a full bottle, just commit to a sample. I'll leave some information down below as well, so that you can search this out for yourself. My final rating, I'm going to give this a 8 out of 10. I haven't found a perfect fragrance yet. I've found things that are close. I have found things that are 9.5s, but I have not found a perfect fragrance yet. So I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. I'm going to say this is a must try from the house of Timothy Hahn. It's very pleasant. I believe you're going to enjoy it. Like I said, if you are stuck in a rut, feel free to contact me. Let's figure this out together. I appreciate you guys for your time. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you guys for watching. Go down below, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you next time.